Marcy, thanks. We'll see you then. Well, all of this wet weather caused a basement to cave in, and tonight half a community is homeless. News 12 Long Island's George Sells continues our live coverage at a home in Elmont. George.
And Lauren, this whole Elmont block was inundated with water at one point this morning. You can see the water line on this fence here. This is the house you're talking about. It's been declared unsafe. In fact, these guys are over here cutting wood right now. You can see the pillars up over here. They're basically having to prop this house up, make certain that it's safe, make certain that it doesn't collapse. Here and all along here, you can see stuff gathered out on the side of the road, the garbage. This was basically this morning a lousy place to be. It's the first block of Roquette Avenue and the last place you want to call home tonight.
This gentleman here will fill out your paperwork, your 901, which is...
Abdul Mian will need a place to stay tonight, as will more than half the residents of this block, according to the Red Cross.
Unbelievable.
Unbelievable is what happened to his home. The basement was already flooded, then the foundation simply gave way.
That gate, wooden gate, was holding up the water. At a point it broke down and the water went into the house, and there was a huge noise because the water hit the house.
This is the scene just next door. The water's gone down now, but look at the line of mud. This is how high that water got. The owner didn't want to go on camera, but describes the tense wait for help.
Extreme panic. I was extremely panicky. I didn't know what to do. I called the police. They stated that that's not their thing. And then I called the fire department. They were extremely busy too. And so then I just had to wait.
Further down the street, cars were inundated when a wall of water rushed in. Steffi Boyer saw it.
It's almost like a river. Like all the water over here up the hill was coming down in the middle, and over here was coming down the middle too.
The day, in a word, lousy.
We lost everything.
Basically anything that was stored below ground, furniture, anything else, pretty much a loss at this point, at least on this street. With all of the rain in the area, it was a real surprise to folks at the Red Cross how few calls they actually got. This street, the only place where they were asked to show up in Nassau County. They doled out about $3,500 to help residents out over the next few days. We're live in Elmont. George Sells, News 12 Long Island. Scott.
George, thanks very much. And talk about a washout. Take a look at what happened. Roof over their heads tonight. News 12 Long Island's George Sells continuing our team coverage with that part of the story in Elmont. George?
And Scott here on Roquette Avenue at Elmont, about the last thing people want to see. We're feeling some raindrops beginning to fall here. This house right here probably has the worst of it. They've been cutting wood here basically so they can put these boards over up here and prop this house up. Part of the foundation here collapsed all through this area. You can see how high the water was. Major flooding, major problems. It's a small block where half the residents will need a place to stay tonight. If you have a basement here, you have a flood. It all happened with lightning speed.
Looked at the window, and then I saw mad water coming this way, and then I checked outside, was mad flooded. We lost everything downstairs, like our computers, clothes, everything.
It was even worse at Abdul Mian's place, where the basement flooded, then caved in.
That gate, wooden gate, was holding up the water. At a point it broke down and the water went into the house. They told us that we cannot go, we cannot stay in there because there's a collapse, the partial foundation has been collapsed.
The collapse he's talking about is what brought the Red Cross here. With all the flooding across Long Island, officials admit a bit of surprise that this first block of Roquette Avenue is the only place where they were sent.
With the way it rained today, we definitely expected more calls. We have plenty more volunteers on standby in case we do get any more calls.
No more calls as of yet as the rain continues to fall, but there are 3 houses on this block. 2 of those houses vacated tonight. The Red Cross helping out 7 adults and 2 kids finding a place to stay, try to recover from all of this. We're in Elmont. George Sells, News 12 Long Island. Scott.
All right, George, thank you. I'll take it.